Alright, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. So we're doing another tutorial today, and by the title you guys already know what we're doing. But quickly before we start, something very weird just happened and I kind of want to show you guys, so I'm going to throw in some clips right now.
Arryn found a dog running around outside Tesco with a red bandana. There you go.
What do we do?
I don't know. I think this dog's legally ours now.
I think so. I was on my way down to the park this morning, found a dog. We've adopted it until we can find out whose it is. Oh, thank you for that.
Where do you live? Where is your house?
We could just keep her.
Where?
I don't know.
Pop? Pop?
Ah, no. 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 The police are coming in 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Well, I don't know, she said a minute, but I think they'll be about 3. Smell pigs in it. Yeah, we have a dog. I'm covered in dog hair and I smell so bad because for some reason that dog would just not stop licking me. Yeah. So before we start, before watching this video, I hope you guys have already got at least an okay kickflip where you can land it sometimes. It doesn't need to be a good kickflip, but as long as you guys can land at least one in like 20 tries, it should be okay. I'm gonna share with you guys some of the tips that I used when I was first starting out skating that helped my kickflips become easier and better, faster. So the first thing on this list of tips is something you guys should focus on trying to do whilst you're trying to learn it. A lot of you guys, if you're not very consistent at it, I bet a lot of your attempts kind of look something like this. When you're really close to landing it, when you can land it with 1 foot pretty much every single time, but you're nowhere near landing on it with 2 feet. I think that's the biggest problem most people have with doing kickflips and learning them. They start to kind of rely on that fact that they know they can land on it with 1 foot, so they stop kind of trying to land on it with 2. And I know this because this is something I used to do when I first started skating and I was trying to get good at my kickflips. I would only ever really try land on it with 1 foot because I know I could do that really easily. And landing on it with 1 foot felt a lot closer to getting a kickflip than it did to land on it with 2 feet and then probably fall over. My body got so used to doing that I kind of developed a weird muscle memory to not land kickflips. And I know this is true for a lot of you guys as well because I read the comments that you guys put on all these tutorial videos, or any video at all for that matter. I make it a big thing in this channel, so if you guys are ever stuck on a trick, you can comment it down below and then I'll try and reply to it and help you guys out. And the most common comment I get is always, I can't land a kickflip but I can land on it with 1 foot. It's okay to do this in the very beginning when you're trying to figure out how to flip a kickflip and get the feeling for it, but once you're done all that, you want to make sure that you stop doing it and then you focus on landing on it with both feet every single time, no matter what. Because landing like this is way better than landing on it with 1 foot when the board actually flips. Most of the time when you do a kickflip and land on it with 1 foot like that, you could have just as easily landed on it with 2 feet and been completely fine. Whilst you're trying to do a kickflip like this, a lot of the times you're going to be kicking it so far away from you because it doesn't really matter which way your board goes. To land on it with 1 foot all the way over there is still quite possible and it's quite easy. So it's going to make you guys not very used to and quite bad at flipping the board directly under you, which is how you're going to be doing it when you're actually doing a good kickflip. And then guys, tip number 2 is where you're flicking out your kickflips. I would say it's probably way easier to do your first kind of kickflips in this area of your board, where you're just kind of flicking it off the edge of it. It's flipping around really fast and probably like right down into the ground. It's a really bad kickflip and the board's just kind of like rolling really fast and then stopping itself on the ground to land it. And this is completely fine for your first ever kickflips because they are going to be really bad because they're your first ever ones. But then as you're trying to get good at them, instead of flicking it off the very side of your board here, you want to kind of slide your foot up the board and then out off the side of the nose. So more kind of like this instead of like, and then kickflipping it right into the ground. This way is going to make your kickflip a lot higher, a lot better, and also a lot slower, which is going to make it easier to catch and do a nice clean kickflip. And then that brings me on to step number 3, which is the catch. And that is the most important part to getting a consistent kickflip. Instead of landing your kickflip with 2 feet at the same time like this, You're gonna do a kickflip a little bit faster, so it's gonna flip up into the air, and then you're gonna stop it with your back foot, and then you're gonna put that front foot on the board, and then you're gonna land down. So instead of landing with 2 feet at the same time, you're going like back foot and then front foot. I flick it up like this, but then I do it a little bit harder up on the nose, which is gonna make the board kind of come up and then flip like this way. So the back of the board is coming up like this, and then the front of the board's going a bit more down. So I always have my back foot kind of floating about in this area, and I try aim my kickflip so I flick it and then up into that back foot so I can catch it. And when I catch it, my front foot's about here, I bring the board down up onto my front foot, and then I land the board.
But you don't seem to forget about yourself. Wondering how it could go so wrong, but you didn't call for help. Let me tell you about the trees and the seas, how it's all connected. The flowers and the birds and bees, and all the lights, yeah, we're all affected.
I wasn't really going to film an outro on this video because I felt like it didn't really need one. I said all the things I had to say in this video. The channel's been growing like crazy recently, and it's just so sick to see, because when I first started doing this it was just for fun. And it still is fun, but it's also cool that I can now kind of make it my job and I can support myself while still making these videos for you guys. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, leave some comments down below, let me know of some videos you guys want to see or tricks you want me to make tutorials on. I also just got these insanely white Adidas shoes I'm going to be making videos on in the next couple of days, and I also got a brand new skateboard, a full setup, which I've never had in my entire 5 years of skating. I've never had a fully complete new skateboard, so I'm going to be setting that up very soon. So thank you guys for watching, subscribe if you're not already, and check back in a couple of days or maybe tomorrow for another video. I'll see you guys then, goodbye. Bye.